Hey guys, Lizardlea here for day 35 of 4 Heavenly Beasts. Here is the progress for day 34. So yesterday I was like, oh, 1 or 2 days, and I'm going to actually repeat myself because looking at how much I have left, don't think I would finish this today. I don't think that's realistic, and I don't know if I'd actually finish it the next day either. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try. No promises.
Alrighty, I am so happy, you guys. I have had my stitches taken out, and I showed you guys in a previous video. My gums were like, they looked like almost bloody red. Like they were such a dark red or a dark pink. It was bad. And now they're like a beautiful light pink. It's insane. And I don't have the stent in my mouth anymore. I'm very happy about that. But the roof of my mouth is still healing, and it's like, it's so smooth. I hate how it feels. It's like, it's hypersensitive. So, you know, when I'm talking, when I'm eating, anytime my tongue touches that or food touches it, it feels so weird. I don't like it. But I am happy. My doctor said that my gums are looking really good. They look really healthy. I'm going to have to go back in 8 weeks to make sure that they are still healthy. So here's hoping for that. And I got my COVID booster and my flu shot about 2 hours ago. David got his yesterday, and he is exhausted, to say the least. He has slept most of the day, felt horrible. So my birthday's tomorrow. I'm not very excited for how I'm gonna feel, but worth it. Getting immunized is very important to me personally. So, not going to share any opinions on that. It's important to me. So, yeah, he's sleeping in the bedroom. Sorry, he won't be joining unless he wakes up and comes out here. And then I'll let him join, obviously. So, we're back to the random questions. 47. What would be the perfect crime? Dude, I have no idea. Like, if there's a perfect one, I'm sure there's a movie about it, in which case it's not perfect anymore, because we'll know how to solve it. Or, you know, the perfect one is one that has not been solved. Yeah. 48. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done? Oh, man. Oh, I've done a lot of stupid stuff. I mean, the stupid thing that I regret the most was shaving my arms when I was 11, because I've been dealing with those repercussions my whole life now. I've said stupid things, although I don't know if that qualifies as stupid or just mean. When I was working at Michael's, when I was just a sales associate, it was my first retail job. Like, I was a bagger when I was 13, and it was on a teeny tiny shopette on an airbase. Not an Air Force base, an airbase. It was teeny tiny. The neighborhood, so every time we had Halloween trick-or-treating, we would all walk around the entire neighborhood like 3 or 4 times. It was ridiculous. That's how tiny it was, okay? Just to give you an idea. So I don't know if that necessarily actually counts as retail experience. You know, like, nobody had any, like, real weight to throw around, and if you treated the people there badly, everyone would know about it, and it wouldn't reflect well on you. You know, when you live in Las Vegas, like I am now, you generally, if you are unhappy with your experience at one store, you know, if at one Michael's, you can just go to another one and you don't have to worry about it. So, we're fast forwarding to when I first started at Michael's, I mean, it was within the first couple of months, because the store manager, Gabe, that we had was only there for a couple months. And when I was hired on, that's who our manager was. Or, well, no, I think it was the first Justin, but that was for like maybe a month. Okay, it was definitely before I even hit 6 months, basically. So I was still very new to this. And I was trained to be a cashier, so I knew how to ring things on the register, of course. And I had a woman come up to me at the entrance, and the way I remember the interaction was that I thought she had just come in and put a bunch of her stuff in her cart, like she brought it in because she wanted to return it. And she was like, "Hi, I'm bringing this stuff in. I want to shop around so I can do an exchange." And it was a crap ton of stuff, but I was just like, "Oh, okay, sure." And I went back to work, and it was 30 minutes to an hour later, that cashier calls me up to the front. She's like, "Hey Liz, this lady said you were at the entrance when she came in, and that all of the stuff she has in the cart right now is what she brought in." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I went up and I looked, and it didn't look like there was a lot of new stuff, except for, well, no, when I looked, I didn't think there was anything new, but I wasn't sure. And so I looked at the cashier, and the cashier had been working there for years, by the way. I feel like this is very important to the story. And when she called me, it was over the radio, and everybody had a radio, so everyone in the store heard that. "Oh, hey, this lady said she brought stuff in. She's trying to leave. She said you saw her come in with it." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, she had this. I saw her at the entrance with it." And they're like, and the cashier was just like, "Oh, okay." So I helped her bring the stuff out to her car. And there were a couple things that I was like, I don't think she had this when she came in. And it was all of the stuff in the seat, like where you would put your kid. And so I asked her, I was like, I don't think you brought these. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, no, those are the things I was going to exchange them for, but I've changed my mind." So I was like, "Oh, okay." She got the rest of the stuff put in there. I brought the stuff from the seat back in and the cart. And that's when the store manager pulled me aside, and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was just like, "What?" And so he brought me over to the cashier, and then they were both basically telling me, like, "Yeah, I think she stole all that stuff." And I was like, "What?" Like, she approached me at the entrance and said that she brought it all in, and she was going to exchange it if she could find stuff she liked. She was going to get this stuff, and then she changed her mind. And Gabe was like, "I don't think so. Hold on, wait here." So I just stood up there awkwardly next to the cashier while he went into the office. And the cashier was like, "Yeah, it's really suspicious that, she specifically pointed you out and talked to you and wanted to make sure you knew she brought the stuff in. But she didn't have bags, but she had, a ton of stuff." And I was just like, "I didn't know this. No one ever talked to me about this. I thought, like the customer is 100% right all the time." And she's like, "Yeah, that's, we don't want to cause a confrontation, but, yada yada, red flags." And then Gabe came out of the office, and he was like, "Yeah, she stole all of that. She didn't come in with anything." And I was like, "Oh, like I saw her at the entrance with all the stuff." And yeah, he was just like, "Yeah, she walked around the whole store and went up to the front and waited until someone walked by her to be like, 'Oh, hey, I just brought the stuff in.'" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry." And I was like, "I don't know how much she got, if you need to, like, take it out of my paycheck." And he's like, No. You should have to make sure you don't do that again. Like, next time, if someone says something like that to you, you need to make sure you let the manager know, and they can pull up the video footage to see if they actually brought it in or not." Y'all, I didn't even know we were, like, the security that footage that we had. I didn't know we could rewind it. So I'm just like, yeah, this would have been good to know, when y'all hired me. But, like, looking back, yeah, I should have figured it out. But I don't know, like, I stole one thing as a kid, and my dad made me regret it. And so I didn't steal again. So, like, my mind did not go to, oh, yes, these people are stealing from us. They did eventually, because the store I was working at had the highest loss prevention in our area. But, yeah, it didn't start out that way. And I got into my car after that, and I just cried for like 30 minutes because I was like, man, I'm going to walk in, on my next shift, and they're just going to fire me because that woman just stole, hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and I'm going to get into so much trouble. And I'm really happy here. I really like my job. I don't want them to fire me. They never talked to me about it again. I do remember telling people going forward, especially after I was a manager, like, hey, if somebody tells you they brought stuff in and you did not actually see them walk in from the entrance, let a manager know so that we can check the video footage. Like, and y'all, at that point, I think that was the day I realized that Gabe was the store manager. Because prior to that, he was just like a regular employee. Which on one hand, sounds nice. I got along with him. He was nice. On the other hand, that's a terrible management style. You actually need to be a manager. If everybody likes you and there are problems, that is a problem. The only time it's okay for everyone in your store to like you is when there aren't frequent issues in your store. There were always frequent issues at our store. And so having someone that I didn't think, like, would back me up or would say anything, that's, oh my gosh. Yeah, like, I remember some of my favorite times at Michael's was when one of the other managers would call me up and be like, hey, Liz, they want a second manager's opinion. And I'd walk my way over, and if possible, I'd pull over somebody else and be like, hey, do you know what's going on? Fill me in. Oh, okay. Because I liked to be agreeable with my manager, or my other manager. I liked to back them up. There were a couple times when I'd be like, oh, no, you're wrong. This is the proper thing to do. But usually the manager or even my cashier was usually correct. And so it's like, yeah, no, I'm going to back them up because the customer is not always right. And we did have a lot of people try and steal from us. And we had footage showing them putting stuff in their purse. Like, there was actual evidence that this person was a thief. We're not just being, I don't know, what's the term I'm looking for? Hypocritical is not the word I'm looking for, but it's the only word coming to my mind right now. Not stereotypical. But I guess stereotyping would be up there. I don't know, I just, like, it drove me crazy. And there were a couple times when a bunch of us got to the point where it was like, unless it was an old white lady that we saw, every couple of months here, sorry, our check reader isn't working. You guys, I am not exaggerating. We got emails about this. 99% of the checks that we got were fraudulent. 99%. And the only ones that we knew of that didn't fall through were the old white ladies. Because it's like, they grew up before credit cards, so they didn't trust them. They didn't want to use them. That's fine. But when a young white lady came in with a checkbook, no, I don't think so. I don't play that game. I know that this check is going to bounce. And I'm not here for that. Oh, it drove me crazy. I don't know how I got on that. I'm so sorry. We're going to just move on now. I talked for like 15 minutes about that. 49. Spontaneity or stability? mean, I like both. I think overall, I generally prefer stability, but I'm totally fine with spontaneous trips. Like, that's really fun. I do like stability. Like, I'm very happy that right now I have weekends off. I always have Saturday and Sunday off. You know, I may not always cross stitch those days, but I will not be working those days. And it's so nice. So, although, you know, we can be spontaneous on the weekends, it's still overall pretty stable because I know any big thing is going to happen on Saturday or Sunday. So, that's nice. Okay, we're just going to move on now. 50. What's the funniest movie you've ever seen? So, the movie that I'd say is probably the funniest, I think I have to go with Airplane. Clue is my favorite movie, and it's absolutely hilarious. But Airplane is just Liam Neeson. No, excuse me. Liam Neeson. No, that is not his name. Oh my gosh. What's his name? It's not Liam Neeson. Oh my gosh. Airplane. What is his name? Oh my gosh, this is gonna kill me. I googled it. Where is it? Why doesn't it say? Leslie Nielsen. There we go. I knew part of that was correct, but I couldn't figure out what. Leslie Nielsen. The epitome of comedy, you guys. And I learned fairly recently that he was actually hard of hearing. I don't think he was deaf, but I'm pretty sure he was hard of hearing. I could be wrong, but that had to have played a huge part in his comedy because he was generally the straight man. You know, he would just, I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Versus, you know, usually that's a funny line. Like, it's very hard for me not to laugh while I say it. So, the fact that he had such amazing comedic timing and such good deadpan delivery in spite of being hard of hearing is just amazing. And, I mean, the Naked Gun series, seriously, Leslie Nielsen is so funny. That man's amazing. Okay, we're moving on. 51. When did you last meet a stranger you thought you'd never meet again? Today, when I got my shots, I met strangers, and I don't think I'll ever meet them again. That's a very strange question, especially if this came out, like, pre-COVID, because it's like, you know, you'd meet them on a frequent basis. 52. Do you save or spend? I'm mostly a saver. I do spend some money, but not a lot. I prefer to just save. 53. How much does the amount of traffic affect your mood? Not a lot. Traffic on its own, so like bumper to bumper traffic doesn't really bother me. I'll just play my music and keep chugging along and it's fine. What does bother me are when people like cut me off, when they change lanes without their turn signal, when they don't stop at the stop sign. Like, those things make me angry because it's like, you could cause an accident. You could literally kill someone. You know, people running red lights. And it makes me so angry because it's like, personally, if we all had to renew our driver's licenses every like 5 to 10 years, I would not complain about it. Like, there are just too many people on the road that just, they can't drive. And it's terrifying. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like, the most that traffic does to my mood is raise my anxiety if I have like an appointment to get to. You know, like I generally try to leave. So today, my appointment was scheduled for 5:15. It was going to take me 15 minutes to get there. Guess what time I left? I left at 4:45, so I got there at 5 o'clock. If I had been stuck in traffic, I would have been nervous and been like, oh man, what if I'm late? Because I don't like being late. It gives me anxiety. When I start looking at the time and I'm running late, my heart starts to pound, and you know, it's harder for me to hear because I'm just hearing my heartbeat and I can feel it and I hate it. So, yeah, it doesn't make me angry to be stuck in traffic. It either does nothing or it just worries me that I'm going to be late for something. 54. If you had to choose one animal to have as a pet, which animal would you choose? I mean, cats are my favorite. 100% cats. But David and I are both allergic to cats and dogs. So we're going to have to go with a different kind of pet because that's just never gonna happen. At least not until, like, we have a kid and our kid is not allergic. Because someone needs to give these animals the attention that they deserve. So, I mean, obviously, I like reptiles, you know, lizard, which is actually because my name is Elizabeth, but still, I do like lizards. I like snakes. Mice are super cute. I don't want fish again. Rabbits are really cute. Ferrets are cute. Stinky, but cute. Hamsters are cute. Chinchillas are adorable and super soft. But from what I understand, they're kind of hard to take care of. I'd rather have a low-maintenance pet. In which case, that just knocks out a bunch of the ones I said, huh? So, yeah, I think I'm just going to go with continuing with no pets for now, at the very least. My parents have 2 cats. They're both orange tabbies. They're both boys. And my sister's family, they have 2 cats. They're both completely black. Oh, well, they're not completely black. Cecilia is a girl. She's completely black. And Anubis, they just recently got. He is mostly black, but he has light gray tufts by his ears and his tummy and the end of his tail. So cute. So, if I need some cat loving, I just go see them. And heck, David's mom has a few cats. Let's see, Georgie is black and white. And I've seen pictures of the other ones. Georgie is such a sweetheart, though, and she's so tiny. You know what? They got Anubis only a few months ago. They got him in October. I want to say it was the beginning of October. And I'd say he's about the same size as Georgie now. And Georgie's full grown. She's an adult. But Anubis is only a few months. So he's definitely going to be bigger than her. And then if I need some dog loving, I can go over to David's dad. Because he has a dog. He has a yellow lab. And she is such a sweetheart. She loves kisses and barking a lot. 55. What's your worst habit? I say and like and but a lot. I notice it when I talk. I know, it's annoying. I apologize. I try to stop myself, but you know, it's hard. It's when it's part of your speech pattern, it's really hard to just drop it. Otherwise, my worst habit. I don't know. My chair's making a lot of noise. I can't sit still. That's a bad habit, right? 56. Do you like to take a stand or just let things go? I generally like to let things go. I don't like grudges. Although I guess in this instance, taking a stand is just approaching someone about the problem immediately. Like, it depends. If it's a problem I genuinely think I can solve, I will take a stand. You know, I'll be like, yeah, no, you're wrong. This is the right way to do it. This is, you know, yada yada yada. But if I don't think it's worth the fight because, you know, like the other person has more knowledge than me, or because I just know the other person well enough to know that it's not worth my time and effort, I'll just let it go. Like, it's just, it's not worth the fight sometimes. You know, I have a lot of work to do, and trying to fight with somebody just generally isn't worth it. 57. What's your favorite song? Didn't we just do this? Or was it just a song that touches you? Because, like, Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne is a great song. Favorite song. I don't know if it's my favorite song, but the song I recently listened to when I went to the Golden Knights versus, oh gosh, who was it? The Kraken. It was a hockey game. We went to see them fight, play, whatever. And they played a song called Bulletproof by Code Red Riot. And dude can sing, and it's rock and roll. I love it. I went home, I pulled up that song, I put it on YouTube repeat for like a week, maybe 2, and then I finally was like, okay, you know what, I like this song enough. I went on iTunes, and I ended up buying the full album, because I was like, you know what, I like this song, I'll probably like the other ones. And I do like the other ones, but Bulletproof is my favorite. So that is a song I would recommend. I don't know how big the band is, so I don't know if they have more albums than that one. I only bought the one that has Bulletproof on it. But it's worth a listen if you like rock and roll, in my opinion. 58. How do you think the world would be different if bananas were illegal? I think there would be more cramps. Because, right, they're high in potassium, so that helps with cramps. I don't know. Why would bananas be illegal? What's happening? Would monkeys still be allowed to eat them in the wild? How would this work? Oh my gosh, you guys. I have no idea. This is such a weird question. It's so bizarre. 59. Would you rather be able to control time or be able to know what other people are thinking? Oh, shoot. Dude, if I could control time, y'all, I would get so much cross-stitching done. I'd just be like, all right, I'm going to start cross-stitching now. Freeze time. Cross-stitch for like 8 hours. Unfreeze time. Okay, I can spend the rest of my day watching a movie or, you know, a TV show with David. That would be cool. So long as when I have like frozen time, I don't age. Because if I still age those 8 hours like every day, because I would totally cross stitch so much more than I already do if I could freeze time. If I still aged during that, I don't know if I'd still want to be able to freeze time. Like, gosh. I guess it would still be good, like, if you're about to be in a car accident. I've never been in one, so I don't know what it feels like, but I imagine that, you know, like, maybe there's just that split second where you feel someone's, like, they have just impacted your car, freeze time, get out and back off. I mean, and potentially, if you can, also get into their car, get them out, and maybe, like, pull the emergency brake or the parking brake, whatever you want to call it, on both cars and see if maybe that could help prevent the accident a little bit. Because, I mean, hitting the emergency brake that's gonna be very powerful on the car, and if you're in it, it could hurt. But if nobody's in the cars, that'd be good, right? So, like, yeah, for, like, emergency moments, being able to freeze time would still be really nice. And then being able to control time, would I be able to rewind time? So like, oh, I just said something really stupid. You know, I flubbed the word and in front of all of my coworkers. Let's rewind the past second and say that correctly. That could be useful. I misspeak a lot though, so I'd be changing time a lot. I don't know if that's a good idea. But being able to know what other people are thinking, that'd be nice. I do worry that I would abuse that. You know, like I guarantee you I'd use it on David. Like if I say something stupid and he's laughing, I would want to know if he's laughing because he thinks it's funny or because he thinks I'm stupid. I'd like to think it's because he thinks I'm funny and I amuse him, but it could be because I'm stupid and I amuse him. It could be both. It's probably both. Who am I kidding? But then, you know, like, I'd also use it on family, like, excuse me, and I give them a present to see if, like, they actually liked it, or if they're like, wow, yeah, Liz made another cross stitch, woo, and then I can be like, okay, they are done with the cross stitching, I won't make them anymore. Or, you know, to know what your coworkers are thinking, like, oh, do they like me, or are they just putting up with me because I smile a lot and I'm nice and they think they have to? I don't know. Yeah. 60. Is it difficult to do what you do? Cross-stitching? No. Cross-stitching is not difficult, in my opinion at least. If you have good hand-eye coordination, yeah. I mean, the worst you'll do is get a higher count fabric. So I believe I chose 18 count for 4 Heavenly Beasts. You could do like 11 count, and you know, the holes are further apart, they're bigger, so it's easier to see, can make it really helpful, especially when you're learning. And then for work, I do data entry. So overall, I would say it's very easy. You just have to, you know, look at a receipt, plug in what you see. You know, oh, they got this from Walmart on this day. This is the reference number. This is the purpose. It was food, so it's going into the meals account. And then you attach the receipt, you file it, you're done. But when you're doing that constantly, most people hate doing the same thing over and over and over again. So they would actually put the difficulty very, very high because they just would not be happy. I'm totally cool doing the same thing every single day. Never bothers me. Look at what I'm doing in this video right now. A bunch of X's over and over and over again. Doing the same thing day in and day out. Not a problem for me. So some people would argue it's very difficult because they just don't have the patience for it. It's for me. 61. Who is your favorite celebrity? I feel like I've said this before. Sandra Bullock and Jake Gyllenhaal. I adore both of them. They are so amazing at what they do. It's mind-boggling. 62. If you found $2,000 on the ground, what would you do with it? I think it would depend on where I found it. Like, if it's literally just a pile of money, I'd look around the immediate vicinity, see if there's anybody nearby. You know, like if there's somebody with a big bag. If there's a truck that is clearly like a security thing. Like when I worked at Ross, you know, we'd have people coming in and doing, what's the term I'm looking for? It's not a money transfer, but it's like, you know, oh, hey, here's $100. We need this in quarters and dimes. And so we'd give them the 100. They give us the quarters and dimes. So money exchange, I guess. I don't think that's the term we use, but you get the idea. So, yeah, if I saw somebody nearby or if I saw a truck nearby, I'd go over and be like, hey, you know, I think you dropped this. I think this fell out of your truck or something. If there's nobody nearby, it's mine. If it's a wallet, I'm going to look for ID. because if there's an ID in there and there's an address, I am going to bring it back to them completely. I'm not going to try and take a cut out of it, because that's just... What's the point of returning it to them and pretending to be a good Samaritan in that case? You know, like, that's terrible. Like, I like to think if somebody found my purse or my wallet and my ID were in there, they'd try to return it to me. You know, just do the right thing, because you don't know what kind of situation they're in. You don't. And if they're in a really crappy situation where this $2,000 is needed for, like, a surgery or, you know, like some kind of doctor's appointment, yeah, I want them to have it completely, because that's, yes, that would be great. That would help me. But if they need it, they need it. You know, like, I'm all about saving money, so I do have a savings account with money in it. I have an emergency fund if I need it. And I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if, you know, if I took that kind of money and it turned out that, yeah, that was life or death money for somebody else. And gosh, I don't even know. Like, how would you go about, if it was literally just a pile of cash, how would you go about returning it to the right person? Because, you know, like, you could put up a sign that says, like, hey, money found here. If it was yours, call this number, tell me the exact amount. But what if somebody just guesses and they get lucky? You know, like, if they have, you know, like 12 friends, like, hey, you call and say it's $1,000. You call and say it's $2,000. You call and say it's $3,000. You know, but that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do if there was no way to identify it and there was nobody nearby. Because I'd feel guilty, but, I mean, I'm not just going to leave it on the floor. All right, we're moving on. 63. What's your favorite pizza topping? Cheese. I literally only want cheese. I don't want any other toppings. I want extra cheese if possible. That is the best. I know David will disagree because he doesn't like cheese, but that means he doesn't like pizza, so it's fine. 64. What would you do if you could possess the abilities of your dog? First off, I don't have a dog. But if my sense of smell was so strong that I could smell if someone has drugs on them or, like, some kind of weapon... I didn't watch the movie, but I watched a review of it. There was, was it Irish? No. It was, I don't know, it was like, the girl was a, not an ogre. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to look for it. So let's see, foreign film, I don't think she was an ogre. I really don't. Like, she looked kind of funky. And it turned out she had boy parts. And the boy that you meet had girl parts. Maybe caveman? Because, like, they did... The images I saw did make me think of, the caveman that they had in those car commercials? Was it Geico? Were they the ones that had the caveman? I don't even remember. I don't even care. Cave woman? I don't... Yeah, no, I'm getting completely different things. I don't think ogre will work, because I don't think they were an ogre. Les ogres, no. Okay, let's do airport... Airport ogre, maybe? Border a Swedish film? A customs officer who can... A customs officer who can smell fear develops an unusual attraction to a strange traveler while aiding a police investigation. Blah, 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 blah. So, the review I saw did say that there was, you know, a scene that was inappropriate, and that's how you learn that the one you think is a girl is actually boy parts, and the one you think is a girl is actually boy. I said that the same way. The one who you think is a boy is girl parts. Whatever. You get the idea. So I haven't actually watched it. But, I mean, if you have the abilities of a dog, that would be a good place to go, is the airport. You know, that's a good place to utilize them. The military would probably be a good place to utilize those skills, too. Do I get, like, am I like a super fast runner and I've got claws and teeth? Like, I don't... What exactly are the abilities of a dog? What qualifies as a dog ability? Because, like, I mean, obviously what came to my mind first was their incredible sense of smell. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I would change my job? I don't know. 65. What's the smartest thing you've ever done? I mean, I'm gonna go with when I still saw Thor Ragnarok with DJ, even though he ditched me. We've talked about our first date before, where there was a misunderstanding where I was waiting outside the theater, and he went in because he thought I was already in there. And when I realized he had already gone in without me, I just went in and I found him and I sat by him the whole movie. So, yeah, like, if I had just been like, he went in without me and just pouted and left, you know, nothing would have ever come of that. Like, that, I can't even imagine doing that. Like, I was worried that I'd have to sit on my own for the movie, but I was like, I still want to see the movie. You know, that's why I'm here. I did end up seeing it with my brother, like, a week later. So, you know, like, the first 2 minutes of the movie that I missed, I have seen them now. I don't know, what else have I done that's smart? I'm not generally the smartest person in the room, so I don't know what the smartest thing I've done is. I don't know, but I'm at the end, so I can't move on to another question. Because it was only, it was only 65 questions, and that was number 65. And I think that is the smartest thing I've ever done. I don't think I'm going to come up with a better answer than that one. And I don't know how much time is left in my video. It looks like it's like 4 minutes. No, 6 minutes. It's too many minutes, basically. Let's see if we can find another thing of random questions. I misspelled questions when I typed it in. I'm disappointed in myself. Granted, it's on an iPad, so it's not as easy to type, but still, you get it, you get it. All right, random questions to ask your friends. Let's go. 1, what song was, or do you want to be, your first dance at your wedding? I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. I know there's a running joke with DJ and I that our song is, oh gosh, Sean Paul's, what is it? I should have it in here somewhere. Just have to find it. I don't know how far back it is. Get Busy. So, I said, I don't know how the song came up, but I was just like, Jody and Rebecca. And David was like, what are you talking about? That was so weird. What's wrong with you? And I was like, yeah, look, he says a bunch of different girls' names, and Jody and Rebecca were the ones that I could hear the clearest. So those are the ones that I knew for sure I was saying right. And, you know, they just stood out to me. And he kept making fun of me, and then I played the song. And now, every once in a while, he'll just be like, Jody and Rebecca. Because, like, yeah, you can clearly hear him saying those names. There are other parts of the song where it's not as clear because, you know, he has an accent, and then the other instruments are also really, really loud, but come on. That is not going to be our first dance, though, because that is not a slow dance kind of song. That'd be so weird. 2, what song would make the best theme music for you? Ooh. I mean, like, If it's just something that, like, I need to get pumped for, the Mortal Kombat theme from the movie is still friggin' amazing. So good. Oh my gosh, my arm hurts so much. I had both shots in my left arm. And I was like, I usually sleep on my right side, so at least I'll be able to sleep on an arm that isn't sore. But, oh, it's already sore. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about a theme song. I mean, Pocket Full of Sunshine is a great song. And I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm very peppy like that, so I guess that would work too. 3. What is the most irrational superstition you have? I don't really have a lot of superstitions. I mean, I always say things like, you know, oh yeah, this week was so much better than last week. I hope I didn't just jinx us. And if it ends up going badly from there, I don't think it's because I said, I hope I didn't jinx us. It's just, that's how it goes sometimes, you know? Like, sometimes you're having a great week and then everything crashes. Unfortunately, that's just reality. But, like, I'll walk under a ladder. I don't care. I don't care about spilling salt. I'm not going to spill more to make up for it. That's wasteful already. What other superstitions do people have? I love cats. I don't care what color they are, but my sister has 2 black cats, and I adore both of them. So I think people who don't like black cats are just wrong and evil, but that's just me. Do I go back and finish those stitches? Sorry, I looked at my screen and I see those ones near the left. Oh, okay, good. I did go back because I was like, if I miss those, I'm probably still missing them. I need to do that now. I'm so weird. Don't mind me. We're moving on. 4. What is the weirdest food combination you enjoy? I don't know. I mix Miracle Whip with my tuna fish when I have a tuna fish sandwich. My whole family does that, and it's just it really helps with the dryness of the tuna fish, and I do prefer how it tastes. So it's nice. I mean, it's not weird to me because that's what I grew up with, but I'm sure it's different to other people. I don't know. I think we're at the end. Yeah.
And that is the end for Heavenly Beasts Day 35. I got 7 hours and 9 minutes of footage. I'm very sleepy. I got a lot done. There are only 5 colors left, and all of them are super duper dark.
On that page or in the whole thing?
On that page. They're all really, really dark. What?
I got excited.
Man, if I only have 5 colors left for the rest of this, that phoenix would look really dumb.
Well, okay.
I mean, the tiger's done. The turtle and the snake, well, the snake's definitely done. I think the turtle's done. The dragon would look kind of, well, yeah, that means the dragon and the phoenix would have an overlap in colors, and that would just be weird.
I see.
Okay, no, the tiger's not completely done. I've only done, like, his top half. Yeah, no,
He's half a tiger.
I don't know why you thought I would only have 5 total left. You're so weird.
You were so excited about having 5 left.
Yeah, for the 1 page.
You're gonna stitch them all together at the end, right?
No. I mean, not gonna lie, I've considered before, like, if I ever mess up and I miscount and I get really, really far before I realize it, I probably would, like, stitch them together in the hopes that you wouldn't be able to tell,
I feel like
and then just cover up the edges, and possibly no one would notice.
I feel like if you got 2 things and put them, like, right next to each other and you managed to somehow stitch down the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you got close enough, I'm sure you would see the seam where you have the 2 hitting, you know, like, stitched together, but most people don't get that close, and most people don't look for that, so
So
I
your
don't
next
know.
project, you'll just do lots of little small pieces and stitch them together.
No.
cool idea.
I mean, I did companion cube that way. 6 separate pieces, and then I stitched them together into a cube.
Also true.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything you would like to contribute?
Didn't I just contribute?
Well, I was gonna say I have nothing else to add, and then I was like, I need to say something else, because David will just be like, well, do you have anything to subtract? Look at that smirk.
Yeah.
You absolutely would if you do it every single time.
Not every single time, just a large majority.
Every
of
single
them.
time I've said it and you've been here, you're just like,
No.
do you have anything to subtract?
I've been quiet sometimes.
When I can hear your thoughts, it doesn't count.
I feel that's unfair. I can't be held liable for what I'm thinking.
When I know what you're thinking, yes. Yes, you can. Okay. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And we'll see you guys next video. I got 7 hours. I'm so tired. It is 5:22 p.m. and it's so dark out. I hate daylight savings both ways. Both ways. I am still recording because now I'm ranting.
I see.
I finished and now I'm like not talking about cross stitching anymore. I really hate daylight savings. Spring forward, fall back, I don't care. I hate them both. I woke up at like 5:15 this morning. No, I'm not. No.
No?
I could have gotten cross stitching for like another hour if the sun were still up. But no.
But the sun is still up, just not here. It's on the other side now.
I'm gonna stop the recording now.